When we were kids, we thought we could be anything that we wanted when we grew up. We believed we could be an astronaut, a rock star, an athlete, or even a dinosaur. Possibilities were endless. There was an infinite amount of paths that we could take, and we wanted to explore them all. Those of us who still embrace our childlike nature, those who embrace their inquisitiveness and their curiosity, and often feel a certain tension. Those endless possibilities eventually bump up against the realities of adult life. There's only so much time and only so much energy. Staying young is a wonderful way to be. Think of the problem-free philosophy of Hakuna Matata. Just imagine no worries for the rest of your days. No pressure, no responsibility, just endless fun. What about Peter Pan in Neverland? A world of carefree adventures and limitless possibilities. Whatever you can imagine can happen, and where you never age. It's an attractive fantasy, isn't it? But let's be honest, sometimes our modern world and the way we live our lives is a lot like Neverland. Most people in our culture have access to pretty much whatever they want, whenever they want. If you can imagine it, it's already available. There are literally hundreds of millions, if not billions of hours of entertainment to watch at any time. There are dozens of different restaurants that will bring you whatever food that you want in minutes. There are millions of porn sites just a couple of clicks away, and dating apps where you can meet with someone you've never met, sleep with them, and then go your separate ways an hour later. Drugs and alcohol are available everywhere you turn. And don't forget an obsession with staying and looking young and youthful that drives billion-dollar industries. So maybe the fantasy isn't so much of a fantasy after all. Just like in Neverland though, this fantasy of endless pleasure comes with a hidden cost. Peter Pan, for all of his adventures, remains a lonely, lost boy at heart, incapable of true connection or meaningful growth. Peter Pan is scared of growing up, of maturing, of taking responsibility. He's scared of the adult world and the real dangers and opportunities that it holds. He's scared to lose his feelings of endless possibilities. On some level, I think we can all relate. Change is scary, and embracing responsibility for our own lives can be daunting. But the most fulfilling life journeys involve overcoming these fears. Peter Pan learns that what he really should be scared of and the real danger is staying immature. He sought escape from the hardships of growing up, but ultimately trapped himself in a different, more insidious kind of hardship. Staying in Neverland means experiencing a lack of purpose. Without goals, life can feel empty and meaningless. It means lost potential. Without the challenges that lead to growth, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. It means settling for superficiality. Without deeper connection to others and our own inner development, experiences remain hollow. And it means holding on to who you could be, but never becoming who you are meant to be. While as children we have near infinite possibilities, as we grow up and mature, we need to let go of everything that we could be so we can actually become something. When you are a kid, you are full of potential. You could be or do anything, but you aren't actually anything yet. You have the potential to become, but you haven't gone through the process of actually becoming. Some of us still carry this desire to be everything into our adult lives. Maybe we're trying to protect ourselves or keep our inner child safe in some way. Maybe we've been forced to grow up by the world and our situations, but we need to make a decision to do it willingly. A huge part of this willingness to mature is about sacrificing everything that you could be in order to actually become something. When we willingly enter and commit to a long-term relationship, we sacrifice all the other possible relationships that we could be in. When we decide to commit and master our chosen line of work or business, we forgo our ability to go into all the other endless avenues of work. When we choose to live in one house, in one place, we sacrifice all the other options of where we could live. Think of a sculptor standing before a massive, unformed block of marble. It holds the potential for an infinite number of sculptures, a dancing figure, a majestic lion, an abstract masterpiece. But to reveal any of these forms, the sculptor must start to chip away. With each strike of the chisel, they eliminate possibilities and sacrifice material. You could see this like a loss. The sculptor is throwing away so much of the stone like it's a waste of material. But you don't see it like that, because you know what is going to be created is going to be something beautiful, and it's going to be better than how it began. The same is true for us. Sacrifice isn't about loss or losing something wanted. It's about gaining something wanted, and about making space for something that is ultimately much more valuable to develop. The process is both destructive and creative, just like the universe. The sculptor destroys the raw form of the marble to make way for something new. Similarly, we need to sacrifice old habits, outdated mindsets, or relationships that hold us back. It can feel painful, but it makes space for positive transformation. Sculptor keeps working even when the form isn't immediately clear. Your vision might not even be completely clear right now, but as you continue on your journey through the stages of the transformation, more and more clarity will emerge. Van Gogh said, "I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream." They don't just randomly chip away. Each cut is deliberate, driven by the image in their mind. Keep your vision in mind as we move into the next stage of the program, identity shaping.